Welcome back to the Spiritual Love Podcast. We are back. We've been gone for quite a while, but it's been, life has been doing life and all of the good stuff. But we hope that you guys enjoyed last week's video, or the last video. I don't know when it came out. It was probably like 3 weeks ago, where we were talking about red flags. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit similar. But we're going to be talking about green flags this time. We don't want to talk about all bad things that happen in relationships. We want to bring up the things that you should look for. Excuse our neighbors. The things that you should look for in a relationship that you may not necessarily think of on the spot or when you start dating somebody. So we're going to hop right into this video. We're not going to, delay anymore. But before we get started, make sure you guys also look out for our other channel, Two for the Road. So that is our travel channel. We basically post content of travel, and we have a vacation coming up in the next month. So make sure you guys check out over there, because full disclosure, this video will be our last video for this season. So we're going to take off for a little 2-month break to get recuperated, get 2 mics, get a better setup, all of that stuff. And then we'll come back and we'll be better and all of that good jazz.
Like we never even left.
Yeah, exactly. So make sure you guys stay tuned for season 2. It'll be coming out. We'll put out something before it comes out. But in the meantime, if you guys end up missing us, make sure you head over to Two for the Road, because we'll have a couple of videos over there that we'll be posting from our vacation.
And follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
And on YouTube, because we post shorts
and TikTok.
And TikTok.
All of it is Spiritual Love, I believe. Spiritual Love? Hold up. I probably should know this. Yes, Spiritual Love with 2 E's. So it's Spiritual Love, and then it's just an extra E at the end for all of our platforms. And then Two for the Road is just Two for the Road. So
spelled out TWO.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So make sure you guys hit us up on, or follow us on social media and everything, so you can keep up with everything that we're doing. We don't just do podcasting. We do, everyday life videos. We do challenge videos. We do what else? Date night videos, a lot of different things. Basically just life content. So make sure you guys check us out on those other channels as well. But anyway, without further ado, done promoting all of our channels and stuff, we're gonna hop straight into the video.
Straight into it.
Yes. So after our last episode, we realized that we kind of, really went in with the red flags, okay? Which are important to look out for when you are in a relationship, especially when you're seeking to have a real, authentic relationship with somebody you want to spend the rest of your life with. But it is very important to highlight those green flags as well, because those things are important, just as important to look out for while you're pursuing a relationship as it is to look out for red flags while you're in a relationship. So we are going to start it off. We're going to do it similar to how we did it last time. So the first green flag that we have is willingness to get to know your inner circle. Now, do you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, because like if you have a group of friends, right? And imagine you dating somebody and they have absolutely no interest in getting to know your friends or talk to them or nothing like that. Or they're even hesitant to even hang out with your family and stuff. Yeah. If it gets to that point. And I'm not saying come meet my family after the first date. Yeah. But if you in there for a while and they're willing to, let's hang out with your friends, or you want to go out with your siblings or your cousin or something. If they're it shows that they're actually invested in you, and they want to generally get to know your friends and your family and stuff like that.
Yeah, because there are going to be times where you have your partner, and maybe you don't like their friends, maybe you don't like their family. It's a big adjustment when you are including other people into your relationship. But it is very important, like you just said, because if it's important to them, then it should be important to you. So I think it's just really important to make sure that you are putting the effort to get to know their friends, their family, and everything. Like, I have a very crazy family. He has a very crazy family, you know, but at the end of the day, it's always love when we meet and everything. And even though sometimes it may be a little drama or maybe a little stuff that's going on, not pertaining to me and him, just stuff going on in general, you know, you kind of just sit back and laugh about it and talk about it later. But like, I mean, if that's who you want to be with for the rest of your life, like, you have to take into consideration that their family comes with them, you know what I mean? Like, it's not everything, obviously. Like, I don't think you should have your family dictating your relationship or anything like that, but you do need to realize that the family is attached to that person. So when you are pursuing a relationship with them, 9 times out of 10, that family is going to be now your family. So it's just important to make sure that anything that's important to them is important to you as well.
Yep, it's a package deal.
Yeah, so have you ever dated someone who avoided your family or your friends, and how did it affect your relationship?
I have, well, I wouldn't say they avoided it. It was just like, it was more like they wanted to hang out with her friends only, and they were going to hang out with mine ever, which is weird.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think it just feels like you're low-key being isolated a little bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's not a good feeling, because you still need your own people to talk to.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I have never faced that personally myself. Well, my family don't, like, my mom is very like harsh when it comes to when you're dating people and stuff. So she's one of those people who speak her mind, but I usually give like a disclaimer to the people that I'm dating before they meet my mother. But he has grown to love my mother, or not love her, but you know what I mean, like tolerate her, I guess. That sounds terrible, but he thinks she's funny. I think that she does too much. But he is probably one of the only people that I have ever dated that kind of is able to kind of just take it with like a grain of salt and just like, okay, that is who she is.
My family be doing the same thing. So.
Yeah, exactly. So it makes sense, but it's just funny because most people in the past have not been able to like handle her personality, or they be like, I don't want to go over there because your mom be doing too much. So it's just funny. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. So number 2 is going to be, your partner does not escalate conflict. So sometimes you may find yourself in a situation where it feels like your partner is like some people thrive off of toxicity, right? They try to, what am I trying to say? They try to like make arguments happen out of nothing, or they, you know, say you guys are having a disagreement about something, and then they're just constantly like feeding the fire into that argument because they want to argue. You know, you should not be with somebody who is like escalating conflict. You should be with someone who is level-headed, somebody who is able to kind of just bring it down. They see that you on 10 right now, they obviously have to come in with a different energy. You can't be on 10 and I'm on 10, because then it's going to go left. You know what I mean? But if I see that you're on 10, then I have to come in with a little bit more of a level head, you know, or vice versa. But yeah, just try to make sure that you guys are finding people who are good, I don't want to say problem solvers, but people who are
just people who aren't going to escalate things. Because there are people that are like gaslighters.
That's not the word I was looking for.
Not. Like, that's not their logo. But,
no, go ahead. I was going to say people who are just generally like calmer, you know, who are able to like keep control of their emotions. That's what I was trying to say.
Someone who's emotionally mature.
Right, exactly.
That's not going to like, yeah. Because it's like Ephesians 4:26. This is like a different version, but be ye angry and sin not, let not the sun go down upon your wrath. So basically it's like, you angry, don't let it sit there and fester and then you add in, that's just gonna add fuel to the fire, and you're gonna
Mhm.
start escalating conflict
Yeah.
when it's not needed.
And then old stuff gonna start coming up, and it's gonna get even worse.
And then you're gonna be like, "Yo, mama was right." I'm like, what?
He's like, when you talk to my mama? So
Right.
nah. But nah, it's definitely very important to be with someone who can be very level-headed and come to
Mhm.
situations that they are, and sometimes, like for me, for instance, if I am angry or irritated about something, you will see it immediately. So having someone like him who is like very level-headed, he just comes into the situation and kind of, it's always peace, you know what I mean? It's not ever any escalation to anything. It's helpful for me, especially with the way that I deal with my emotions. And it's gotten better over the years, because I used to go from 0 to 100. Now I kind of just shut down, which I need to do better at. But at the same time, sometimes I just need peace. I need just to be by myself or whatever. But he is able to kind of help me through it, after a while of me being by myself and being able to like get myself together,
Yeah.
But yeah, so make sure you find a partner like that.
Yep. The next one. They don't weaponize your vulnerabilities and exploit them.
Yes.
Like, for example, what you said earlier, you fighting and bringing up old stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, this like.
Or anything that you tell them in confidence.
Yeah.
You feel me? If it's something that you tell them in private that was like a real vulnerable moment for you and you don't open up about it, and they literally take that later and try to use it against you in any type of way, that is a form of manipulation. You don't want to be with somebody who is, doing that. It sounds kind of as if we're still talking about red flags.
I know.
But these are, in a sense, these are green flags that you want to have in your partners. Like, no, sorry, pause. These are, the other side of it is the green flag. Like, you want a partner who is going to listen to your vulnerabilities. They're going to take them and cherish them as if they're their own vulnerabilities,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not weaponizing them against you. So maybe that's how we need to start coming off of the rest of them, like the positive, and then instead of the negative, then the positive.
Yeah. So basically, this one is someone you're comfortable and you can be vulnerable with.
Yeah.
They allow you to be vulnerable with them, and
Yeah.
you can comfortably come to them with literally anything, and they're not going to bring it up later in an argument or like
Right.
go start telling their friends, "Oh,
Right.
this girl's crazy. You don't
Mhm.
believe what she just said."
Heavy on that though. Like, I feel like not everything that happens in your relationship should be discussed with everybody around you. I
Mhm.
feel like some stuff needs to just stay in your relationship. If there's things like, say you're with your partner and they aren't helping you through whatever situation you're going through, that's different
Mhm.
to seek help from other people. But just make sure you know who you're seeking help from, because some people may still be hurting. I was actually listening to a sermon maybe a week ago. It was whenever I was doing inspections. But anyway, I was listening to a sermon. It was Pastor Brian. He basically was talking about how we go to people when we have problems about something. And sometimes those people are still dealing with those same problems that we're going through, right? So they have never overcame what they're going through currently. And then we sit here, we dump all of this stuff on them, and maybe they're in a bad place of dealing with that stuff. You feel me? So it's just like you're seeking advice from somebody who hasn't overcame that situation. So they're probably not going to give you the best advice.
Right.
It's better to go to people who have already gone through something like that and can relate with you on that level, versus somebody who is still hurting and may give you the wrong information because they're hurting.
Yeah.
Or and people who may be jealous of your situation. You feel me? So it's just very important to know what type of friends and people you have in your life, because you don't want to give too much of your relationship information to these people, because then they can weaponize it against you too.
Yep.
But yeah.
Same with your friends too, because
Yeah, that's what
the
I was
thing.
talking about, but yeah.
Oh. But yeah. Alright. The next green flag. They respect you and your need in space and time with others. I
Yeah.
butchered that whole thing. They respect your need for space and time with others. That's
Yeah, this one is really good because I personally struggle with this one, because I like being up under my partner 24/7. Like I don't mind, like especially being here in New Jersey. Like I don't have any of like my friends from Maryland anymore. You know what I mean? Like not saying I don't have them anymore, but like the only person I talk to from Maryland, we text, we do voice messages and stuff like
Might as well
that.
just call each other on the phone, but
We do voice messages and stuff. So I don't like being on the phone. So anyway, so we do voice messages and stuff, but I don't have anyone here in New Jersey that I talk to on a daily basis besides like my coworkers. And sometimes we'll talk about stuff outside of work, but for the most part, we talk about work. You feel me? So it's like I don't really have anybody here my age and everything. We just recently started like going to a church. Well, not recently. We've probably been going there like 2 months now, but they have a younger crowd there and everything like that. So we probably will get into like some different things so that we can meet new people and stuff. But all of that to say, it's been harder to be in a situation where I can kind of separate myself from him and go and be with other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, but it's very important to make sure that you not only have a relationship with your partner, but you have a relationship with friends and other people outside of your relationship with your partner. You know, God wants us to be in community. You know, He doesn't want us to just be isolated by ourselves. And I feel like I sometimes isolate myself. I don't know if you guys, you know, somebody relates to this or whatever, but I feel like I can isolate myself at times, and I'm like, it's kind of like my comfortable, like it's my it's like what they say, like knowing, like being in the known and venturing out to the unknown. I feel like I'm scared to venture out to the unknown because when I meet people, I don't know, I just feel like people are weird. Like, like people are just weird to me. Like, it's just like the energy that people be on. This is completely off topic, but the energy that people be on in our generation, it kind of just deters me away from them. Like, I don't want to be around that energy, you know, especially seeing these young people in our neighborhood, because they be doing some stuff that be really making me mad. But but like, yeah, like I just feel like I would rather be by myself than to have to deal with, you know, all of that. But like I haven't had any new friends probably since ever. Like I haven't had any new friends since, like I have the same friend that I've had since high school. We literally have been friends for what, 15.
Well, you got friends that you made in college too.
Yeah, I don't talk to them anymore. Besides Rumi.
Well,
But
yeah,
but everybody else I don't talk to anymore because it was like my past me, right? Like we was doing all the crazy stuff, all the rah-rah stuff, and they were still doing all the rah-rah stuff, and I'm like, I have a different path in life that I'm taking. So it's like I have to be mindful as a Christian woman. I can't hang around the same crowds that I hung around before. But anyway, to get back on topic. I definitely think it's very important to have space from your partner and to give them that space. Like for instance, what I was trying to bring up before I went on that whole rant. A few weeks ago, he had went on a guy's trip or whatever with his friends from high school, and I was literally in this house by myself. When I tell you the amount of boredom that was happening. And like, don't get me wrong, because usually we don't do much on the weekends. We usually just chill or we make videos or whatever the case may be.
For groceries.
Yeah, shopping for groceries. Right, chores. So I did all the chores. I cleaned the whole entire house. I went out. I did grocery shopping. I did all of the things. Okay. And I was bored for the life of me. I was going to bed at like 9 o'clock because I was so freaking bored. So it's just like, I knew in that moment, I think that was the loudest moment of, wow, you need to go get some friends because it's insane that you were this bored in the house while he's gone. But I know he was having a good time and enjoying himself because he was able to have guy time, even though they were doing very, you know,
guy stuff.
Yeah, I was supposed to say something else, but yeah, sure, guy stuff.
Oh my goodness. Anyway. The next green flag, they actually listen to you, or like without trying to, you know, butt in and like trying to fix your problems or like usually telling you what to do. Like, because a lot of people, you know, communication is key, but it's some people just, you just need that time to vent to someone, He's right here. You just need that time to vent and to get stuff off your chest without someone breathing down your neck and be like, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And that can be very annoying sometimes. So the person that you're with, you should be able to, talk to them, and they should allow you to vent without them telling you.
Or just ask them.
Yeah.
Ask them, hey, do you want me to allow you to just vent, or do you want me to like try to solve this problem for you? And as your partner, you should say, whatever you're feeling in that moment. If you just want them, but don't be mad later if the problem isn't solved and you're like trying to figure out why didn't you do exactly. So make sure you really are intentional about what you're saying.
You should be able to come home to your partner and be like, Janet in accounting said this, that, and the other. Be like, I told you she was crazy. You know what I mean? Instead of being like, why don't you tell Janet this, that, and that? And you're like,
yeah.
I just want you to shut up and listen.
Yeah, because I feel like I vent to him about my job all the time. Obviously, there is no solution he can give me, but I feel like I vent to him about my job all the time. And same thing, vice versa. Like, he's like, oh my gosh, you're going to do this. Oh my gosh, these doctors aren't doing this. Oh,
yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, so the next one is they take accountability without prompting. They take accountability.
Yeah.
So
they admit they're wrong.
Right. They admit when they're wrong. So I think it's very important to be humble and have humility, because when you have humility, you're able to admit when you're wrong. Some people can get into a place where they do something and they know that they're wrong, but they don't believe that they're wrong, and they don't care to admit that they're wrong. So they keep acting in that wrong. So I think it's very important to take accountability for your actions and to have a partner who is taking accountability for the things that they've done, like someone yells at you for no reason. Take accountability for it.
What? But yeah, like, just when anyway, but yeah, like, if someone does something wrong, they just take accountability and be like, hey, I was wrong for this, that, and the other, versus someone that's like, I don't know, it's just like, I don't know what the word for it is, but like, they do something wrong and they blame it on you anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is like gaslighting.
Like, this is your fault. Like Abby Lee
How
Miller.
dare you drive me to cheat on you? Bah, 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 bah.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
goodness.
Something
Yeah.
crazy like that. This
Right.
is your fault.
Right, like, exactly. They go out and cheat, and then you find out that they cheated, and be like, well, you weren't doing this, you weren't doing that. Sir, or ma'am, you still cheated. That don't
Right.
don't take that apart. Don't take that away. Take accountability for what you did. But anyway, so having a partner who is able to do that shows a lot of responsibility. It shows a lot of maturity. So yeah, make sure you're looking for that.
Yep.
The next one is they celebrate your growth and not your comfort. I think this one is super big, because as we are, living life, I think our main purpose is to evolve, is to grow in every aspect, every way, whether you are, getting married, or you're having kids, or you're, starting a business, whatever the case may be. We are always evolving into another chapter of our lives, right? So if you have a partner that is very comfortable with you just acting how you are or being how you are, I think that's a red flag to look out for, because you want someone who's going to push you beyond your limits, but beyond anything that you even thought you could do. Now, obviously, God is going to do that for you, but like I said earlier, God wants us to have partnership. He wants us to have community. So having a community or a partner who is also giving you that same push, I feel like is very important to have while you're in a relationship. So definitely have a partner who celebrates your accomplishments and celebrates you pushing to go into that unknown, versus someone who is just comfortable with how you are,
Exactly. Because, I think you said.
Yeah, I kind of did that one really good.
But yeah, but like, I think also what comes with that is someone who's gonna not be jealous of you because you're doing really good and you're
Yeah.
not, you know, or someone who's gonna like, oh, I did something really good, and they're like, well, it's not that good, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there should be someone that's gonna be with you and celebrate everything you do, even if they're not, if they're in a season of not doing the best.
That heavy on that.
You know?
Because sometimes you may be going further than your partner, full speed ahead, going chugging on, and your partner may just
Complacent.
be complacent, or they just may be stuck in wherever they are. You know, I feel like even in that moment, it's very vital for you as a partner to still cheer on your partner. Hey, keep going, keep pushing, da da da. You know, not to become jealous or envious of what your partner is doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I could open up a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah, exactly. Because you never want to be jealous of your partner. At the end of the day, you guys are in this together. You guys are in here as a partnership. You guys are supposed to thrive through life together. So if I'm doing good, baby, we doing good. You know what I mean? And same thing vice versa. It's never just a one-sided, stream.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you're together. You win and you lose together, right?
Right.
The last one. You like who
We might have
you
this. Hold
are.
on. It
Okay.
caps off at 29 minutes. So.
Oh. Alright, so the last one. You like who you are when you're around them.
Yes. Heavy on that.
Because if you gotta change the core of who you are to be with somebody, probably shouldn't be with them.
Yeah. Or if you look into the mirror and you feel like you just can't be authentically 100% yourself, like you feel like you're lacking in a sense, or you just feel like you don't recognize yourself, I think that's something that you definitely need to look out for, because you want to be able to 100% be you. You know, the goofiness, the craziness, all of it, like everything. Because if you want me, you're going to accept all of me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I know for him, I act a goddamn on fool. Okay, every chance that I get, I'm jumping, I'm screaming, I'm yelling, I'm like, not like aggressively or anything, but just like jokingly, playfully, right? We have a lot of banter. I freaking wrestle him, like crazy things, but that's just like our relationship, but that's just me because I'm very silly and everything. But he accepts that. He doesn't say, oh, you're weird. Because I've been in relationships with people who are like, oh, you're weird for doing stuff like that.
Right,
you feel me? And it made me, and it made me feel like I couldn't 100% be myself. And I think that's why in a lot of my old relationships, I felt like I didn't want to be with them after a certain period of time, because I was just like, okay, it feels like I can't be me, and I would kind of just check myself out of the relationship. So I think it's very important to accept your partner for who they are if you truly want to be with them, and just be you 100%. And if they don't accept you, if you're not enough, then kick them to the curb.
Unless you're doing some toxic, crazy stuff.
Yes.
Then you should.
That does not give you the right
That crazy.
to go be doing crazy stuff. I mean, like, normal, okay, personality. If you got some toxicity to you, you probably need to check that, okay?
If you argue for fun,
Yeah.
you don't accept my toxicness, get out of here.
Yeah, no, none of that, okay? I'm just talking about, again, examples for me. Like, I'm just very silly. I'm very goofy. I will literally be yelling for no reason. I'll do twirls in the kitchen for no reason. Like, I'm
just trying to
jumping on the bed for no reason. Like, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's running up and down the hallway with the dog for no reason.
I'm just trying to get a snack. And she over here doing ballerina twirls by herself in the kitchen. I'm like,
and he's just looking at me like, what are you doing?
did I interrupt something?
But yeah, like little silly things, or just like who you are, If it can even go into something more serious, like if you're reading your Bible and say that your partner finds that as a problem, that's something that you need to assess. You should be able to do those things without your partner judging you. If you're trying to start a business, or you're trying to do things to, advance your life, and they're looking at it as if it's an issue, like those things, if you're being toxic, don't do that, okay? We're not giving you the right to be toxic.
Yeah, except like coming home at 3 a.m. drunk out of my mind all the time.
Yeah, no,
That's crazy.
none of that. But anyway, we hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Again, this will be the last video for
2 months.
We'll see how long, because we have to get a mic and all of that stuff. So, and I kind of want to get some stuff set up and everything.
Revamp it. Make it look nice.
For season 2.
Maybe
so
we'll get one of those wall tapestry that has it looks like a bush.
No. Oh no, the camera's about to die. Okay, so make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment down below if you guys have any extra green flags that you recommend for anybody. But we hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and we will see you guys on season 2. Okay, so see you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Thumbnail. Okay.